and dainty to her finger tips, she did not look more than 19, though her age was 24. How shall I describe her save to say that her oval, well defined features were perfect? Her dark arched brows gave piquancy to a countenance that was remarked wherever she went, a merry face with a touch of impudence in her smile, the face of an essentially London girl. Only daughter of my father's late partner, James Shand, we had been friends from childhood, and our friendship had, 3 years ago, blossomed into a deep and mutual affection. Born and bred in Kensington, she cared little for country life. She loved her London, its throbbing streets, its life and movement, its concerts, its bright restaurants, and most of all, its theatres, for she was an ardent playgoer. My father, Edward Royle, was head of the firm of well-known chemical manufacturers, Messrs. Royle and Shand, whose works were a feature of the river landscape close to Greenwich, and whose offices were in St. Mary Avenue. He had died 2 years before, predeceasing his partner by a year. The business, a big one, for we were the largest chemical manufacturers in England, had been left solely in my hands. Shand's widow still lived with Phrida in Cromwell Road, drawing from it an income of £7,000 yearly. As for myself, I was a bachelor, aged 32, and if golf be a vice, I was greatly addicted to it. I occupied a cosy set of chambers half way up Albemarle Street, and am thankful to say that in consequence of my father's business acumen, my balance at my banker's was increasing annually. At the works at Greenwich nearly 2,000 hands were employed, and it had always been the firm's proud boast that they laboured under the most healthy conditions possible to secure in the manufacture of chemicals. My father, upon his deathbed, had held my hand and expressed to me his profoundest satisfaction at my engagement with the daughter of his partner, and almost with his last breath had pronounced a blessing upon our union. Yes, I loved Phrida, loved her with all my heart and all my soul. She was mine, mine forever. Yet as I sat at that little table in the white enamelled restaurant, gazing at her across the bowl of tulips, I felt a strange, a very curious misgiving, an extraordinary misty suspicion, for which I could not in the least account. I experienced a strange intuition of doubt and vague uncertainty. The facts we had just been discussing were, to say the least, amazing. Only the Metropolitan Police and myself were aware of the astounding discovery which had been made that morning, a discovery of which the ever vigilant London evening newspapers had as yet no inkling. The affair was being carefully hushed up. In certain quarters, high official quarters I believe, a flutter of excitement had been caused at noon, when it had become known that a mystery had occurred, one which at the outset New Scotland Yard had acknowledged itself utterly without a clue. About the affair there was nothing usual, nothing commonplace. The murder mysteries of London always form exciting reading, for it is surely the easiest work of the practised journalist to put forward from day to day fresh clues and exciting propositions. The present case, however, was an entirely fresh and unheard of mystery, one such as London had never before known. In the whole annals of Scotland Yard no case presenting such unusual features had previously been reported. "Have you no theory as to what really occurred?" Phrida asked slowly, after a very long and pensive silence. "None whatever, dear," I replied. What theory could I form? What indeed? In order that the exact truth should be made entirely plain to the reader, and the mystery viewed in all its phases, it will be best for me to briefly record the main facts prior to entering upon any detail. The following were the circumstances exactly as I knew them. At 25 minutes to 10 on the previous night, the night of January the 6th, I was at home in Albemarle Street writing letters. Haines, my man, had gone out, and I was alone when the telephone bell rang. Taking up the receiver, I heard the cheery voice of Sir Digby Kemsley asking what I was doing. My prompt reply was that I was staying at home that night, whereupon his voice changed, and he asked me in great earnestness to come over to his flat in Harrington Gardens, South Kensington, at 11 o'clock. "And look here," he added in a confidential tone, "the outside door will be closed at 10:30 and the porter off duty. I'll go down just before 11 and leave the door ajar. Don't let